Hey, how's it going, guys? Sean from Team Honey Badger here. I'm to you guys a deck profile to none other than the Gear Chronicle deck I've been promising. So, yeah, long-awaited deck profile, so I'm not going to talk any stuff about it other than shoutouts to Agent again for helping me design this deck so it runs great. I took it to locals for the first time this weekend. It's my first time playing it. I got first, so, yeah. Without further ado, let me actually jump into it. So for the starter, we have three different options for a starter. Well, two. First off, for the starter, we play 2 TikTok worker and 1 Chronodragon. So this is mainly because we want to be able to do the advantageous plays of TikTok. And we want to be able to get whatever Chronojet we want off Dran. Allowing you to overextend your combos is really overlooked this format with the Chronojet, because I know a lot of people are taking him out for a third TikTok or just not playing him at all. So, yeah. And TikTok worker, we all should know what he does, just allow you to get other attacks, and the most infamous combo is the combo with Melum and History Maker, where you could get 5+ cards added to your hand in one turn. So yeah. And then for grade 3s, we are playing 4 Chronojet Dragon G. Chronojet Dragon G is, of course, the new Chronojet Dragon for all of your viewing pleasure and all of its glory. So what he does, for those of you who don't know, because he's kind of a new card. So basically, during your turn, he gets plus 5,000 for every 2 face-up cards in your G zone, and all of your Zodiac Time Beast cards, so Chronodragon and this self, and the triggers in this deck, get plus 1,000. And this ability stacks, so if you have 2 face-up, it gains plus 10,000, the Zodiac Time Beast gain 2,000. If you have 4 face-up, he gains 10,000, and your Zodiac Time Beast gain 2,000. So it's pretty good, and his odd strike skill is really, really good. So what he does is, for his odd strike skill, when you're geared, that's a Gear Dragon as the race, or Zodiac Time Beast strides, you call up to 1, so you don't have to call it off, card from your hand, and then you may choose one of your regards and time leap it. Just allow you to get proper setup and have a more explosive turn is really, really good. So next, we play 2 Chronojet Dragon of the original one. This, of course, is really good just so we have a consistent Chronojet lineup. But now that we have 6 Chronojets that can be used without problems, I decided to play a tech slot. We all should know what he does. Really good in the mirror, by the way. We play 1 Emi. So what Emi does is, when she attacks, she's from the trial deck, she gets plus 4,000 power. It's only when it attacks a Vanguard. But when it's placed on rear, it's grade -2, so it becomes a grade 1. You could combo with TikTok worker to create kind of a loop attack with a card called the Lane Blazer, which we'll get into in a sec. Next, for grade 2s, we are playing 4 History Maker. This shouldn't surprise people. History Maker, of course, allowing you to time leap into multiple different plays and do some more shenanigans with your time leaps. I just learned that you always want one of these on the field. That's mainly it. And then next, 2 of the new card, Delayed Blazer Dragon. So, for those of you who don't know what Delayed does because he's a new card, so each time when your rearguard is placed, due to the effect of a time leap, if you have a Chronojet Vanguard, he gets plus 2k and it stacks. But his other effect, his time leap effect, is when he's placed on rearguard at GB1, if you have a grade 4 or greater Vanguard with Chronojet in its name, choose one of your grade 2 rearguards and time leap it. So this mainly is used with Emi, where you use a history time leap at grade 1 or a TikTok or something like that, and then you time leap Emi into a grade 2. Usually this, and if the history is not boosted, you just time leap it into a grade 2, or a grade 3 that can hit unboosted. That's pretty much it for that. Next, 2 Relic Master Dragon. I've had plenty of debates about this card. This guy versus Calibum. I was pretty skeptic about him, but I'm actually liking him. So, for those of you who don't know what Relic Master does, because he's not common, so Counterblast 2, when he's placed on the rearguard, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rearguards and put it on their bottom of their deck. So with this versus Calibum is that the main point that I like over him over Calibum is that you could still call him down and he could hit unboosted on your opponent after your opponent goes second. Or I mean first, sorry. So yeah, that's why I like Relic. And next, 3 Upstream Dragon. Not much more to say. Good toolboxing for plays and can create some pretty good setup for your combos. Thanks for grade 1s. I'm playing 4 Stride Fodder. I know some people are cutting him down to 3. I don't know why people like that for whatever reason. But I just like 4 just because we were playing a less than optimal number of grade 3s. So I just want to make sure that we can Stride. And it searches any grade 3 basically out from your deck. So that's why I like Steam Breath. Next, for Arlem. Not much more to say. Gotta unflip those damage whenever you need to. And get more combos and plays off. With sometimes the 1 damage that you unflip can be really useful, especially if you use Relic early. Even though this deck has multiple ways to this deck has this way to unflip, the Relic Counterblast does add up. So if you use this on like when you lead a Nextage to win, and you flip up 1 damage, you could allow it to extend that play further. And next, 2 Melon. I actually only have 2 currently, but I find 2 to be enough. I have multiple ways of putting this card back into the deck. And I've never found a problem with only just running 2. And then next for my 3 grade 1 techs, we play, let's just get this one. 1 GG. 1 GG is enough. Allows you to draw extra cards. Combo with Upstream, you can call it and get a +1. Next, 1 Mashkia. This is just mainly what I call when I Time Leap Dread into a grade 1. So if the history is unboosted, I can rest this unit, give the 4k to history, and I'll be needing a 5k to block. And you get to draw a card, so it's pretty good. And then 1 Tickaway Dragon. So Tickaway, being able to send back cards from your drop zone back to your deck, such as triggers, melons even, perfect guards, whatever pieces you're missing from doing your combos or indeed back in your deck, such as heals. It's really, really nice. You can also call it off Upstream, so it's always on there. Next for triggers, to show and surprise people, we are playing 4 Heart Thump Worker, 4 Credit Valley Rabbit. Saw from my box I got 1 sign, and hopefully I get more one day. And 1 of this new critical trigger, just a vanilla trigger. You can play whatever you want, as long as you play the 4 Heart Thump Worker, because as you know, Heart Thump clone. So yeah. And then next I'm actually playing 3 stand triggers. So we're playing 2 Urwatar, being able to send itself back to the deck. Stands are really good in this deck. They allow you to get like 2 extra attacks off just by hitting 1 of these. And drawing extra cards with Water just pretty devastating for your opponent while you're depleting their resources. And next, 1 Gear Cat. So this is mainly in combo with the G-Guardian Heterohound Dragon. So when something's sent to the bottom of your deck, you choose one of your units and you get plus 10,000 power. So you would give this to your Vanguard on your opponent's turn, and they would have to go to a 21k wall. And then lastly, for heals, gotta play the Sheep, because the Sheep is awesome. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. Now on to the G-Zone. The G-Zone should be pretty self-explanatory. So we are starting out with 1 Metallica Phoenix. This, of course, is your first stride. Being able to time loop at the cost of just flipping up a G that you normally flip up Chronos Command. And starting some really, really nutty plays. It's really, really good. We just play Chronos Command for the fact that we play 2 Revolution. I may take this out because I find myself never using Revolution, but for now it's good, especially against those rush decks and Sanctuary Guard. Yeah, against my own deck, it's pretty devastating to see this happen to them, especially if they can't recover or have the resources to recover. So next I play 1 Huanglong. Huanglong is very good for enabling more combos. So for those of you who don't know what he does, because he's a new card as well. So after he attacks a Vanguard, you counterblast 1 and call 1 grade 1 or greater card from your bind zone to your hand or rear guard. So if you time leap a perfect guard early, you can get the perfect guard back with him. So another Gear Dragon target for Groovy, because yes, I do run him in this deck. I'll explain a little bit more why later on. Next we play one Seabreeze. This card is slowly becoming staple in this deck. Just too many cards turn on just when you use this, so I recommend you play with Seabreeze, even if you would argue against it. Next for G Guardians, I play 2 Hetero Hound. Like I was saying, it has very good synergy with the stand trigger we talked about. So at the cost of a Soul Blast, if you have a Chronojet Vanguard, which you should, you choose one of your opponent's rearguard set to the bottom of their deck, and then they shuffle their deck and then call the top card. I mainly like to do this against Nova Grappler. I'm like, you have to do what you want with your Susanna. Save the heal. I wouldn't do it early because I like to see them stack everything. And then just throw this down, send that Susanna back to their deck. And yeah, just stop their play right there. One Rafana. We play multiple good search targets for this card, such as TikTok Worker, Urwatar, and even Heart Thump Worker. So, good stuff. And 2 Alluru, just to send back lost pieces. Shouldn't be a surprise. And then next for the rest of the G Zone, we play 3 Chronodragon Nextage and 2 Chronodragon Gear Groovy. So the fact of the matter is I can't afford a 4th Nextage at the moment. Its deck costs an arm and a leg. But Groovy, I'm actually kind of liking him, so hopefully in the future he'll get better. But for now, I'd definitely switch to 4 Nextage and cut one of these for a second Metallica Phoenix or a Fate Rider. So, you guys should know what Nextage does, but Groovy, what I find his synergy with Nextage is that the 31k by itself is pretty good, especially after you've worn them down with already this one. So you should win, definitely, by the second Nextage. And I haven't won past that, but there is one combo that I would like to show you guys in this video. I will definitely do a playbook video for this deck because there's so many combos that you can do. So, one card gets you 1 card double GG. You might have heard Agent from No Guard mention this before, but I will show it to you guys just so you know what he's talking about. So what you need on your field is a Metallica Phoenix as the Vanguard, your 2 Soul, and a Melon. So first you would attack with Melon, and then you would use TikTok Worker skill, put it to the Soul, time the Melon, and because of how the Rule League works, you would still call the grade 0 with its skill. So you would call Chronodragon. And then you would call Upstream. Then Upstream will attack at 13, send it back to the deck. You would Superior call GG. Then you would activate GG skill to draw you 1 card. Doesn't matter what it is. And then you would attack with Metallica Phoenix, timely peek the GG into a History Maker. Then you would stack all triggers here, let's just say 3 heals. And then you would attack with a History, use its skill, time the Dran, and then you would call whatever grade 1 you like, and Chronojet Dragon. And at the end of the turn, you call it back, you Soul Blast 2, you draw a card. So, that's pretty much it for the deck profile and the combo. Expect the playbook video for this deck real soon. I'm starting to get back into a groove after computer issues. So, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.